Goldbacks or regular gold bullion, which is better for you? We're going to examine each to see which would function better for your needs. Coming up. Hey everyone, welcome to Campbell's Coins. One of the things I've argued about in regards to Goldbacks is one can achieve the same function at a cheaper premium simply by using gold bullion. I thought in this video we would deep dive into Goldbacks and look at how much gold you're actually getting versus what you're paying for, and of course functionality, all in regards to comparing it to gold bullion. Do Goldbacks actually serve function in society when compared to gold bullion, or is it a solution to a problem that we don't have? I've talked about Goldbacks' practical usage and provided a more in-depth look at them in my previous videos. So if you're interested in those, I've got those video links listed down in the description below. I'm not going to rehash those points here. This video's purpose is to compare Goldbacks to regular bullion in terms of premiums and function to see if either achieves a different or the same result but at a lower cost. For those who don't know, a Goldback is a plastic polymer note infused with gold. Obviously, not a lot of gold, but they are able to squeak out a minute amount of gold on this paper-thin polymer. The Goldback on the screen before you contains 1/1000th of a troy ounce of pure gold. I think that there are currently 4 states within the US who have Goldback designed around them. Certain businesses within those states accept Goldbacks as payments for goods and services. Not all businesses, but some. And I'm sure that there are some businesses outside these states who are willing to accept Goldbacks, but I don't know of any. And predominant usage is within Utah, Nevada, New Hampshire, and now Wyoming. And if there is another state, I do apologize. I'm not keeping up on where Goldbacks are being used. Back in early 2021, the Goldback company reached out to me to send me free Goldbacks in exchange for a favorable review. It wasn't stated, but it was indirectly implied. I declined because I don't want to push a product I don't believe in onto my audience. There are some channels who accepted, and their reviews can be seen on Goldback's website. One of the misguided arguments I hear against using bullion instead of Goldbacks for transactions have been, I don't want to carry around 5 pounds of metal to make a transaction. First of all, it's not that much. Obviously, it's going to weigh a little bit more if you're looking at transacting in silver, but even then, it's not that much more. If transacting in gold, there won't be a noticeable difference. Let's look at the prices of Goldbacks. Each Goldback has an exchange rate when using them at a business. A 1 Goldback has an exchange rate of $3.87. But if you're buying them, you're paying $4.11. So every time you transact in them, you're losing purchasing power. Unless you're buying a lot in each denomination in bulk, you're paying well over the exchange rate. And this $3.87 for this 1 Goldback is actually double the value of the gold it actually contains. In my previous Goldback videos, folks will say that I'm wrong because of XYZ. It's always something different. One recent comment was, "You don't get it. Stackers are preppers and they will want to have these." We will see how many stackers and preppers will want these Goldbacks after this video. Okay, let's go with the premise that I have no idea what I'm talking about, and let's look at some pricing. That should clear it up, right? On the Goldback's website, they have a list of places that you can purchase the Goldback. I've heard a lot of stackers give props to Hero Bullion, so let's check them out. I'm not endorsing Hero Bullion in any way. I'm just showing them because they seem to have the cheapest rate of all the vendors listed here. Because they have the cheaper premiums, they of course are out of stock on nearly everything, as you can see. They have pricing so we can still compare. And in this comparison, I'm going to also give you the silver equivalent for a coin. So we're going to look at the Goldback denominations in terms of their exchange rate. A 1 Goldback is worth roughly $3.87. And that is the melt value of a silver quarter. A 5 Goldback is worth roughly $18. and that price is the melt value of a silver dollar. A 10 Goldback is worth roughly $38. 4 of these is probably the average weekly grocery bill for a couple. 8 silver dollars would be equivalent and weigh less than 8 ounces. Obviously, it's a lot more weight than the Goldbacks, but it's hardly a heavy weight to carry around. If 8 ounces of silver is too much for you, let's look at the Goldback compared to gold bullion. A 25 Goldback contains a 40th troy ounce of gold and costs roughly $85. If we were to go off spot price, a 40th troy ounce of a piece of gold would cost around $45. This Goldback costs double the value of gold it contains. How many grams of gold is this 25 Goldback? I think if the company were to use grams instead of this 40th of a troy ounce crap, a lot less people would be buying these for stacking or prepping purposes. A troy ounce is 31.1 grams. A 40th of 31.1 equals 0.7775 grams. You could buy 1 gram of gold for $65. If you bought this 25 Goldback, you're paying $85 for 0.7775 grams of gold. You get more gold buying the bullion gram than this Goldback, and for $20 less. If you're a stacker or a prepper and insist on having gold grams, I think these gold gram sheets from PAMP, Valcambi, and of course the Canadian Maple grams are a great deal. Let's say you have a more restrictive budget and you can't afford to buy one of these sheets. Buying single grams of assayed gold is still a cheaper option than the Goldback, and you're getting more gold. Too much premium for you still? This 1/10 of an ounce Gold Eagle could pay for most people's weekly or bi-weekly grocery trip, and then some. It doesn't weigh that much. The Gold Eagle is also 22 karat and can handle the abuses of handling more than pure gold. I would also argue that the Gold Eagle is more durable than any Goldback. As harsh as I am on the Goldback, this video isn't designed to rip Goldbacks. It's to show that there are cheaper alternatives. I do give Goldbacks some props in a few areas where they are due. These have a great design. I think the company just created its 4th state design, Wyoming. Their designs are pretty stellar. They're very unique. The technology to make these is pretty cool. Not my thing, but I can still recognize something unique and something that's well thought out, and the hard work that goes into creating something like this. These Goldbacks would actually make for great gifts. I have received many of these in mail calls, and I love them for that purpose. A lot of people send dimes or quarters as well. It's like a little hello for the recipient. For the half dozen people who have sent me these Goldbacks over the years, please don't take this video as me hating on them or disparaging your generosity. It's actually the complete opposite. Stocking stuffers or a gift during the holidays, these could be cool for that. A lot of people send checks or cash in the mail for birthdays. The Goldbacks could be a neat alternative. One thing that a viewer brought up in one of my original videos on the Goldbacks a few years ago is that these make for great tips. It wasn't an aspect I thought of, but they were right. These would make for great tips. The only problem I have with them as tips is the recipient not recognizing them for what they are. Probably the thing that I like the most about the Goldback is that it gets people who are not in the know about gold talking and thinking about gold. Giving these as gifts would certainly appreciate in value over the years and not depreciate like cash. But the premise of the Goldback is not to be a gift. It is to transact in gold at specific businesses within the states who will accept Goldbacks. My point from the beginning has been you can achieve the same result Goldbacks try to accomplish with regular gold bullion without paying a steep price for them. All these businesses who accept Goldbacks already have that real money mentality, and it probably wouldn't be that far of a stretch that they would accept gold and silver bullion as payment if you had asked. There's one thing that these Goldbacks have over regular bullion, and that has to do with the amount of gold that each holds. You can find gold bullion smaller than a gram, but it is not normal. and they are extremely small. They often measure in grains. Gold grams is probably the smallest size people are willing to purchase when it comes to bullion. And this brings us to the reality of things right now. A gram of gold bullion is about $65. If your transaction is less than this, how would you get change from just using gold bullion? The answer is one couldn't. This is where the Goldback fits in perfectly because each Goldback contains such a small amount of pure gold. However, I think that silver coins could easily fill this role just as well as the Goldback without the premium. Also, I would like to clarify, I'm not saying to get gold grams. I'm just using them as an example. I think that these have outrageous premiums attached to them as well. I'm just saying in relation to Goldbacks, the gold bullion, in terms of grams at least, is a better option, with most being 25% cheaper, and you're getting more gold than you are with the Goldback. One can find the occasional deal on gold grams, but you're not stacking consistently at a low premium. I've said for a very long time, the smallest gold that I'm comfortable with buying is 1/10 of an ounce piece. A 1/10 of an ounce gold coin is very small as it is, and gold grams are just also impossibly tiny. If I were to buy gold grams, I would go for these gold maple grams or the PAMP gold because they are individually packaged with the mint, gold fineness, and weight listed on them. PAMPs go a step further and have individual serial numbers, and that might be more up your alley. Valcambi grams are cool, but the serial number is stamped across the whole sheet, so if you were to break it up, it would only show part of the serial number on some of them, and some won't have anything or not even part of the design just because of where they're placed within that sheet. The gold grams and the PAMPs are like your girl next door. The Valcambis are more like your ladies of the night. They get the job done, but they just aren't something you want to take home to mom. Goldbacks are more of a novelty in my mind than they are practical. Goldbacks are more of a novelty than anything practical in my opinion. There are two times in which I see Goldbacks being useful. Anytime people have transactions less than $65 where a gold gram would be too much or where somebody needs change. And a lot of stackers believe gold could be reevaluated in the future to a price much higher than it is right now. If that were to happen, these Goldbacks might be the only way most people could afford gold or transact in gold in the future. For example, if gold goes to $10,000 an ounce, a gram of gold would be worth $321 a piece. These one Goldbacks would be worth around $20. Definitely much more realistic for purchasing, but we're also assuming that the price of goods and services have remained static instead of shooting up in price as well. When it comes to transacting, I think that gold bullion and silver bullion fit this role better than the Goldback at a cheaper price. Obviously, if you love the Goldbacks, you do you. Please do not allow me to change your mind. But I think it's important to show people how much more expensive Goldbacks are compared to regular gold. And I'm sure a lot of you will disagree with me, and that is totally fine. Your time is your most precious asset, and I appreciate you spending it here with me. Thank you all for watching. This is Campbell's Coins, and that is my 2 cents.